welcome to a special edition of the Faux Show. We are turning the tables on Jerry McGill Jr., the founder of the Faux Show. We just want to interview him and pick his brains so you all will know who he is and a little bit about him. So welcome to your show, the Faux Show.
Thank you.
So tell everybody how the Faux Show, the idea for the Faux Show came to fruition.
Well, I've been watching Joe Rogan for like 10 years, and he inspired me to get this started. And I also have kids, and my son, I keep telling him to start a YouTube channel. So instead of telling them, I'm showing them.
Okay. So how did you come up with the name, the Faux Show?
Everything I do, it got something to do with the faux. The faux is very important to me. It's just like on the logo, you can see that it has the street, the block that I grew up on, and I just feel like it's very important to represent where you're from and know where you came from.
And where'd you grow up? What's the block?
Carver Ranches, Florida, 44 and 24.
Where's Carver Ranches, Florida?
Carver Ranches, now known as West Park, is in Hollywood, Florida. South of Miami. Well, north of Miami, south of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. All right. Representing. So the neighborhood is known as the faux? Or the faux? Or is that a
not
thing?
The neighborhood. But now I see it's like a movement for the faux. It's great. I see the little kids. Well, I can't say little kids. The younger kids, they throwing up the faux. They posting a lot of pictures on Facebook now. It ain't something that I started. It's just where I'm from. I mean, we used to always have good times, and we always used to compete. It'd be like 44th Avenue versus Double Lane. We used to have all kind of fun, fighting, playing football, playing basketball. We was always competitive, and it's just something that I will never forget. And everywhere I go, I got the faux with me.
So you said that you were inspired by Joe Rogan. Tell me about that. I know he has a podcast. Do you listen to other podcasts or?
Well, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to The Breakfast Club. I listen to Joe Rogan. I listen to Angela Yee. I listen to a bunch. I listen to Joe Rogan. I like what he do. It's just his perspective is not mine, and like I still like what he do. I listen to him. He have all the celebrities. He have a big reach. He have like 10 million or more followers, and if I could get half of that.
So your goal is to be the black Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and
or Jerry McGill.
Be the impact that he is.
So what is your mission for the Faux Show?
Just to build up the community. Build up the community. Learn as much as I can and grow, be a better me, and help other people to meet different people in all walks of life. Like just starting conversations, starting dialogues. Great conversation.
So when you started the Faux Show, or when someone comes and subscribes to the Faux Show page, what will they see?
Well, they'll see interviews of me. I have a couple of them up already. How many we have so far, baby? That's a good question.
Yeah,
huh?
a lot.
I think
Quite
we have
few.
the
It's
Faux
like
Show itself has about 7 episodes already put out, and we climbing slowly. I mean, it's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So we gaining followers. So if you're listening to this, hit that subscribe button and
subscribe
hit
to
the
Faux
bell
Show.
so you can get the notifications. And we're gonna upload every week. We're gonna come with something. We're gonna upload by Friday. The goal, well, we're gonna aim for Tuesday and Thursday, but we will definitely have something out by Wednesday and Friday.
I hear you putting the timetable on it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, how do you plan on growing? Like, where do you see the faux show going? I know there's another show as well. Do you
Yeah,
plan
on the
to?
fourth show, me and my wife, my lovely wife right here, we also have a show called Learn and Love Together. And with Learn and Love Together is basically us just talking to different couples and we'll learn and love together. I was doing an interview the other day and one of my friends say, "Oh, you and your wife doing a podcast because y'all have a perfect relationship?" I was
Ooh.
like, "No, it's definitely not that. It's definitely we don't have a perfect relationship, but we on this journey and we just giving y'all information or our input of situations that come up in our on our journey, and hopefully it'll help you guys."
So, okay, what's the vision? Let's say when the faux show gets to 200,000 subscribers, where do you want it to go? Like, what is the broader picture that you see for the faux show? Would you like to? How would you like for this business to grow for you?
I really don't even look at it as a business. I look at it as a hobby. It's just something I enjoy doing. Interviewing is learning, and just learning as much as I can, putting out good information, great conversation, and just having fun while I'm doing it. I don't have no other goals than that.
Well, you know, with more subscribers and people, you have more opportunity and more reach, and you'll have a wider net of guests to bring on and select from. Who would you love to interview? Who would you love to
Yeah,
bring on the show to interview?
man. I love to sit down with Joe Rogan. I think he has some interesting takes on a lot of topics. Like I said, I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club. I listen to that a lot. And as far as celebrities, you bring them all. It don't matter. I'm ready to sit down with them and have conversation. But I just feel like my perspective is different because I grew up different. I'm black. The plight of the black man is, it's interesting. I'm pro-black, but I'm not anti nothing. I'm not racist. I love myself and I love my people.
So Joe Rogan and Charlemagne the God from the
I
Breakfast
mean,
Club. Who else would be your ideal interview? You've named two people that are in.
radio.
So what about in any other fields? Anybody you think is interesting out there that you want to bring on?
I like people who have solutions to problems, who see problems and have solutions. So when I talk to some guests, I try to get their take on a solution or find out how they feel about a situation or a topic. So, like, I'll just like talking to successful people and learning as much as I can, or somebody who specializes in a certain thing like law or government, who could teach me and teach my audience a thing or two.
Is there anyone out there that you think is radical, but or have some views that differ drastically from yours, but you would love to interview them just to pick their brain? Like at one point, I love Kanye. You know, at one point, he got banished from the island. You know, or what is it that everybody does?
Well, it got canceled.
Cancel, yes. People are
Get
canceling.
canceled.
Well, I never cancel Kanye, but someone like that. Would you like to bring him on the show to interview him? And it doesn't have to be somebody black, or does it?
No, I
Well,
don't.
not because Joe Rogan's
Don't.
not black.
I definitely, I'm not racist.
I'm not
Take.
calling you.
I know. I'm not
saying,
saying
is
you
there
are.
somebody like?
I'm just saying is, like the presidential candidates. I want to be in a position to be in that space where I'm bringing them on and asking them questions that I'm interested in, because like even what Joe Rogan just did, Bernie Sanders, it was a great interview. I like what Bernie was talking about, but I wish I had the platform to ask him some questions that Joe Rogan didn't ask him.
What would you ask?
Joe Rogan.
What would you ask him?
But I mean, just looking at it, me being who I am, being a black man is just gonna be different. I just feel like I'm totally different. What would I have asked Bernie? I mean, he had a lot of good ideas, but it didn't seem like he had a plan on how he was gonna execute.
It was broad.
Yeah, I like Bernie Sanders, but I
He's
just think
old.
he's too old.
Yeah.
If he had someone else with those same ideas, I think they'll be better fit. But I mean, he have his own story, and he been part of the movement for a long time.
Right.
But I feel like he too old. Like, it's just
Like he
certain things that certain views people ain't gonna change.
So who do you think is the best Democratic candidate that we have so far?
Just keep watching. I
Don't
don't
go down that road.
I don't want to say. I'll just keep watching.
Gotcha.
That's why I'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha.
It's interesting though. It's very interesting and amusing.
So do you have any things that you... Here's a question that a lot of people ask. What would you go back and tell your 15-year-old self now that you're 40 and you've lived and been through some stuff? Like, what would you go back and tell Jerry at 15?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a great question.
You want to table it?
I mean, at 15, I ain't have no problems, no struggles. I mean,
but knowing
it
life
could always be better, but it wasn't that bad.
you had
It
a
was
good
fun.
life. So
It was
you wouldn't
definitely
change
fun.
anything about your journey so far?
What could I change? I could make myself taller. That's all I need. A couple more inches.
Then you would have been in the NBA.
I ain't gonna say that. Well, I would have went further than I did. A couple more inches,
But then
I
you
would
might
have
not
been
have met me.
there. Destiny. If it was meant to be, it was meant to be.
So do you believe in destiny, or do you think that you're in control of your own destiny, or some things are just bound to happen no matter what you do? Like, talk about that. Where did you get that drive from?
Growing up, my granddad had a shop. And
What kind of shop?
he had a upholstery shop. So he used to upholstery furniture. And it was just always fun to go to the shop and be able to work at the shop whenever you had days off of school or weekends off, or whenever he was making the delivery. Whenever he was making the delivery, that's when you know you're going to get paid. So if he ain't making no deliveries, you might not make no money.
How much are you making? He was giving you $1,
Man,
$5.
it was back in the day, so yeah, you get about $1, $2, or maybe a lunch.
And then y'all had like a little candy lady in the neighborhood, or did you save your money?
A little bit of both. But I mean, it's just growing up, I worked at the shop. In school, we sold candy. It was just always a hustle. In summer camp, we used to work a program called Beta, and it's just like something to do for the summer, but you had to be 14. And it was a nice. Y'all probably had Urban League.
We had Houston Works.
Oh, okay. Well,
You had to be like 13 or 14.
yeah.
We just went to school. We got paid. It was like summer school.
Nah, it wasn't like summer
We
school
ain't do
for us. We
nothing.
had to work at a rec center, or what? It was a rec center or like a library or anything. Like, certain people had the program, and you just go and you work, do your time, and you get paid.
We didn't do nothing. We went
But
and
we
sat in the
got
classroom
paid
all
like
day.
minimum wage.
Yeah, wasn't it
It
like
was fun, though.
$3.25 back then? $3.50.
No, it was never $3.25. I'm not that old.
I remember
was
the
like-
minimum wage.
It was like $4.50. I think it was like $4.55.
$4.25.
Yeah.
No,
Something
it
like that.
wasn't. Not. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think we got like $3.50 in our Houston Works program.
Oof.
I remember $4.
Yeah,
Or
I think we
$4.25.
always got like $4.25, $4.50. something like that.
All right, so you worked with your granddad. How long did he have his shop?
Oh man, I mean he had his shop forever, and
20
but
years?
nah, I'm trying to remember when did he let it go. That's what I'm trying to remember. I think I was like in middle school when he let it go. But before the shop, like my dad used to always have us working. We always had to cut his grass, and then we had friends, family, and we used to cut their grass, but they paid us. He didn't pay us. We had to cut his grass for free. But everybody else, like, they did take us to cut other people's grass. So that was just like something we did, have money in our pocket, allowance. Well, we was always working, always hustling, always trying different things.
Okay, so you cut grass, and then what was the next hustle? I know your dad. Did you guys work with your dad too?
Yeah, we used to. My dad worked at the bakery in Hollandale, which is right next to Carver Ranches, and we worked there from time to time. I worked there like 6 different times. I worked, quit, work, or work and stop working because they don't have no work, or stop because of summer school, or work while I'm out of school. But it was hot, and that ain't the place you want to work. So whenever I could find something else to do, paying more money or better conditions, I always went at it. And then when I was I'm gonna say in '94, that's when the Boys and Girls Club opened right in our backyard. '96.
So you started working there when it opened, or were you going as a participant?
Now I started going, and then my brother started working there, but then he had got a gun charge with some friends, and they had to let him go. And as soon as they let him go, that next day they hired me.
Right.
So
did
so I
Travis
just
work there
took over
too?
his job. Yeah, Travis worked there. All 3 of us worked there.
How long did you work there?
But I worked there the longest. I worked there. I think Travis only worked there like one summer or something like that. But Gerald worked like half a school year, but it was difficult because we always played basketball. So basketball season, it was kind of hard. So I think like after basketball season, he started working there. And that Halloween, he ran into a little trouble, and they had to let him go.
So how many years did you work at the Boys and Girls Club? I know whenever we talk about it, you light up about it. Like you have a lot of good memories there and had a lot of fun. What impact do you think that had on your journey?
Man, the club was great. It just always gave us something to do. And like the first time, it allowed me to travel. I was part of a Keystone Club. It was another club within the club for teens, and I was allowed to travel. I went to Colorado, I went to Cali, and I won Youth of the Year in '97. I got to go to the Bahamas, and we also went to Tallahassee and competed to be Youth of the State, Youth of the Year in the state. So I was Youth of the Year of Carver Ranches Club, and it's like a bracket, so you just got to keep beating out different states and then different regions, and then you Youth of the Year of the whole United States.
I have a few people that I know from college and Houston that were a big part of the Boys and Girls Club like you. Like they worked there for years. So I'm pretty sure you guys have been at those conferences together and stuff like that.
Yeah, the conferences was fun, man. It was like a bunch of kids just coming together and like learning and growing, and they tried to stuff us with all the information they could. And it was a great experience.